I even saw that one that took place in Chicago.
That was
And
gruesome. I
it
could
was
not even
really
believe
grisly.
what we were looking at. I could not believe that was run. Like it was run with the same kind of just haphazard, like, just okay, whatever, like a fluff piece, like
Right, right,
like a happy birthday, to the kids or
right,
something like that. Like it was
right.
really, really disturbing. So, but yeah, I mean, they ran it. It was clear. They showed three men getting run over, and one
Mm,
person is now in critical condition. But literally, we watched three people lose their lives right in front of us. And it's just right there. It has not been removed. It has not been reported. It is not anything that, I mean, when I was questioning, and I wasn't questioning so much to necessarily bashing the outlets, I was just more so just questioning the environment. Like, where
mm,
are we at as a people where we
yeah,
can watch this type of coverage and expect it? Like we
yeah,
expect to
yeah,
see it on such a mainstream level, as opposed to having to do some kind of deep, deep digging, if you care to see something like that at all.
yeah,
But it's like
yeah.
I didn't have to go anywhere, and I didn't have to go looking through any sort of dark channels. It just
Right.
was being reported.
But that ends up on my feed so much. That's one thing I
Yeah.
noticed is that like whether you're on like entertainment slash gossip blog or you have one of the general interest news sites,
Mm-hmm.
those things will pop up on your feed, and it's like 50-50 whether there's going to be a content warning or not. And that's
Yeah.
the thing I find disturbing, because even if I can stomach it, I wonder what it's like for those people who are even peripherally involved. Like if that's your friend you graduated from high school with, or if that's your cousin, like that must be a crazy experience.
You recognize that block. You knew who was supposed to be there. They
Mm-hmm.
texted you before. You haven't heard from them all morning, and you're just
Right.
watching it unfold. Then you're hearing people say crazy things on social media. I mean, even kind of going back to the Unhinged thing, I was looking at the comments people were leaving on her
Mm.
son's page about his mother, and it
Wow.
was awful. It was so awful. It compelled me to leave my condolences. It was like really
Wow.
that bad. I'm like, how can you attack this child? Like all he knows is who his mother was to him,
Right. Right.
and I don't know, why she was allowed to drive in that moment, or why no one just forced those keys out of her hand. And I don't know
Yeah.
the extent of her addictions and so forth, and her drug abuse. But I do know that it is absolutely horrible and pathetic for adults to bully a child that has just lost their mother. That is just a type of hurt that
Yeah.
people never get over.
They can't. And I also wonder like what these sites begin to say to us about like the value of life
Hmm.
when that's the way they cover it, right? Because I actually don't think, I think like I've said here before, I think there's going to be curiosity about it no matter what,
Hmm.
right? And we can feed into the curiosity, or we could figure out like, okay, what were the stories behind these people, what might have happened, like what are some things that we can do to prevent this from happening? Especially when in the Anne Heche case, I feel like that was preventable. Like just on a human decision making level. I mean, obviously she was very much in the grips of drug abuse. We could
Hmm.
see that. But her friends or any people she had in her community, her support network, should be able to stop that from happening, right? Like I think the other crashes felt like, I mean, that Chicago crash looked wild though.
That was,
I can't
I think,
understand how somebody's going so fast,
I,
dozens of
it
people in the
doesn't,
road.
yeah.
I don't understand that. But I think with the NH case, there are enough stops within your personal network where people could have said, hey, this doesn't have to happen. You don't have to be driving right now.
I think with that, she probably had. I mean, this is all, of course, speculation, but maybe her addictions were such that this is kind of something that she always did,
She does,
and it's
right?
like she always gets
Mm-hmm.
home.
Mm-hmm.
Don't recommend it, don't want her to do it, but she
Mm-hmm.
always makes it back. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe that type of thing. But
Oh, absolutely.
when you listen to that audio, I mean, it's so ominous and dark, because in the audio, she herself is saying like she was just having a bad day and she felt funny about something. It's
Uh,
almost like she predicted
she
what was
could
going to
know. She
happen.
knew.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
knew.
yeah. Hmm.
I'm okay. I'm very much interested in checking out more of this coverage, and I want to know where I can find it on the channel, because I want our audience and our viewers to know like that this is the kind of information that they can share comments on. So let me know how I can find it.
Yeah, so our channel is broken down into different parts, right? So we have the Unhinged podcast where you can actually watch all the long form episodes. Then you have unhinged clips, which are just those bits and those clips that are, they're long form clips in most cases, but maybe a little under 20 minutes or so on a specific subject, if that's what you're looking for. But for something like this with the Unhinged information, where you just need just really quick information on what's going on, these episodes are under the Unhinged rundown.
Okay.
And that's just going to be just quick information, what's going on, what are the people saying, what happened, give me a little bit more insight into the topic. And then that's just kind of keeps you up to speed with what's happening.
Okay, excellent. I mean, that's great to know, because I know sometimes we keep it light and we have the commentary, but I was not going to even know about that story until you told me how it was going down, and then I started to check it out and I saw what kind of great reporting you did on it. I was really grateful.